ICT Chamber is a member-based organization representing ICT companies, private companies, and it's a non-for-profit public interest organization. We have grown in terms of revenue from 114 million last year to 179 this year. And some of you are out there questioning yourselves, really that little money? How do you guys survive? Yeah, we survive because of partnerships, because of relationships that we have built. The General Assembly that we had last year was just ICT companies, just our members. And this year we opened up to invite our partners. And why is that so? It's because we feel we want to be accountable to you. We want to be accountable to you, our partners, because as you can see, 90% of our revenue from last year, 2018-2019, was generated from grants and projects that the ICT Chamber is managing, or consultancy services that the ICT Chamber was providing. So for that, we're grateful to you, our partners, and to you, our members. There are projects and member programs. So these projects that the ICT Chamber, in partnership with different development partners and government agencies, has put in place to facilitate creation of new technology companies, but also growth of existing technology companies. You have K-Lab. I guess everybody knows K-Lab here. We have Fab Lab as well, which is for digital manufacturing or digital fabrication. We have 250 Startups, which is an accelerator program that today, I think in the report, is doing about supporting about 30 startups and covering over 240 individuals. So some of those have graduated. Most of these from other sectors, finance and legal, have already, actually there's a 95% job placement. These people get jobs after the internships that they do with the startups. We have this year we had the opening of the ICT Innovation Center, targeting media, digital content creators, and media distribution companies or startups, and we're already incubating we're incubating 40 startups there. 12 startups have office space and have access to equipment, and that is in partnership with RDB and Koika.
So those sector skills councils were meant to be our ears and eyes on the ground, especially when it came to skills development. But the ICT Chamber had already started up something that we were able to work with. We came up with a strategy. The strategy was supposed to be for 5 years. We came up with an implementation plan together with the ICT Chamber. Today, we can be proud to say that we now have an implementation plan, and that is where you found the 250 startups. That is where we got them born. It is from there that we have now come up with even a strategy, which is more of a national strategy that can be able to now look at how we can be able to see the capacity building, which is really looking at the skills development, but also see how we can be able to see employment at the end of the tunnel. Now, we already know that ICT is everything today. Given the fourth industrial revolution that we're now in, we already know that for everything that we do, whether in agriculture, whether in entrepreneurial skills, we are always going to find a way in which we deal with the ICT. The government of Rwanda is indeed pleasurable, waiting to see what kinds of skills come out of the ICT, especially in the private sector, and how we can be able to envisage and support the sector in itself. The other thing that I am also going to talk about is something to do with the young members, the ones that are in primary school, the coding sessions that are always coming up. I think all those, if we can be able to partner together, not only at the level of university and all, but also the ones that are upcoming ICT gurus, we would be able to see how we can be able to work with you.
When I worked at the ICT Chamber 4 years ago, I think I was probably the only project manager at the time. Our office consisted of just the CEO and I think me. And we had a board, obviously, but it was mainly and predominantly male. Today, look at all of you. And I was looking at the list, at the people that are into management, and I was so happy, I mean, personally, to see women also represented, and there are so many. And the beautiful thing is that the projects that I've seen are, they all have an aspect of inclusiveness. You know, it doesn't matter if you're young or a woman, old, you know, they're very open, and it's a very good thing. And today I was very pleased to see the diversity aspect of the ICT Chamber as well. As the government of Rwanda, we can only pledge our continuous support as you onboard many others. I was equally surprised when I entered and I told Clement that this is really overwhelming. These are way too many people. Today, thanks to everyone's contribution, the ICT sector contributes 3% to the GDP. Our hope, and also in the NST1, is that we at least double this contribution to GDP as the entire ICT sector. Continue to work with us in building a pool of talent and skills, and to help us identify opportunities and markets that we can explore together. Together, we can build a better and conducive environment for our people and anyone, really. In your businesses, please, please, pledge to take on young people, at least 1 or 2, each year, and mentor them. Don't send them around for teas and coffees and printing, but please put in your resources, efforts, and time, and make them better. One area where we're really doing bad is the number of software developers that we have. No one can become a senior if they are not given an opportunity to try, fail, and become better. And the private sector can only help us to achieve this. This is just one example, but the same goes for the cybersecurity, data science, and all the other areas. Thank you once again for being an important stakeholder in building Rwanda's digital economy. Continue challenging yourselves and challenging us to become and doing better. We will surely continue to do our best to support you as well.